Alrighty, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened and how I got to the stage of being able to buy land freehold in Northland. I'm not going to use the same names of the people that are involved for personal reasons because, hey, I want to keep some of my personal life a little bit private. But the amounts that I'll tell you are all accurate, and here goes. Around the age of 18, I used to work 6 to 7 days in a retail store. I used to earn I guess like decent money, a little under $20 an hour at that stage. So this was 12 years ago now. And yeah, I worked really hard for 3 years. A lot of the time I was doing 7 days a week, and people were saying like, why are you working so hard, and blah blah blah, as they do. You know, as soon as you differ from the norm, you get questioned. But that was cool because I was saving a decent amount of money. And yeah, I mean, I worked from the age of 15, and I used to save some money, but it was really like that period of 3 years where I saved lots, and I had 50,000 at the age of about 22, I think it was, and I went to Europe. I spent a decent amount, like 15 to 17,000, but I kept over 30. And 30 is what I use for deposit. And deposit, I bought a house with my best mate at the age of 22. It was a week before I turned 23. And yeah, I had 30, he had 10. We bought the house for 400,000. So I took a slightly less mortgage, he took a slightly bigger mortgage, and we renovated it over the course of a number of years. We spent close to 100,000 thereabouts, you know, kind of like working, paying for stuff. He contributed, I contributed. Then yeah, a number of years later we tried to sell the house, and it wasn't the best time. It was kind of after the peak of the property market, and yeah, it just didn't sell for whatever reason. Then the suggestion was made by my mate to buy me out, and I was kind of like, okay, you know, cool, if you want to take over and own the house solely, and that was his intention, then good as gold. He talked to who he needed to talk to, and that was the ideal that we were okay with. We were both cool with it because obviously he needed a place to live, and I wanted to buy land up north, have been wanting to for a long time. So he did that. The amount that I was then paid was what we would technically sell the house for if we were going to. So if you live in a Western country, chances are if you're watching this you do, then you understand that house prices generally go up. So over the course of owning it for what was it, like 6-ish years at this, or last year, then yeah, the amount that we agreed on was 700,000. So it was an increase, and you know, it's because we bought then. Things changed, we renovated it, the value of the house had gone up because we did what we did to it. We made it look awesome, and yeah, he now owns it solely. And yeah, it's a sweet place to live. It's nice and central, it's close to where I am now, and yeah, so he's there, and I got paid out then. So I got paid out the amount, the difference. So he had to mortgage to pay my part out, and then to take on, so pay my mortgage and also pay what I would have got if we sold the house, if that makes sense. So I got paid a little over 180,000, and yeah, I thought, you know, I can make a decent start with this up north, and I can you know, put a decent deposit on a piece of land and make a start up there. So that happened. I also, in the time of trying to get the house to sell and trying to work out if he was to buy me out and all that, was like months, and you know, I was still working at that stage, so I saved a decent amount. I saved yeah, good like 10 to 15,000 over the last few years, and yeah, eventually got to 200,000 this year. So yeah, got a little over 200,000, and been hunting for land ever since, and wanting to you know, make a start, find the right bit of land, and yeah, put my money into it, because Interest rates are terrible at the moment, and that's good if you are wanting to buy a place then and get a mortgage, then it's obviously ideal. But if you want to save some money and get some interest on money in the bank, then it's not great. And yeah, I had 200,000 in for a period, and it's not a lot of interest. Like, if you think that you can make money and live off money off of a decent sized chunk in the bank, no. Like, we're talking, yeah, 200,000 in for a month at 1.2 or 1.3% was like $100 after interest. So not exciting, and not having it, yeah, not putting the money in the bank when interest rates are like this is just silly. So that was or has been the goal for a long time, to buy the land. So then this bit of land came up a little before lockdown. I like the look of it because it was a decent sized chunk. Also, the bank said that you cannot take a loan on any bigger than like 10 hectares, which is not massive, like it's big, but yeah, so that was another complication, that I wasn't going to be able to get a mortgage on anything bigger than 10 hectares, so you were restricted to that size. But then this bit came up, it's 12.4 hectares, and it was 185,000 asking price plus GST. I'm not going to go into the whole GST thing, that's another complicated story. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to see it, but then the weekend of lockdown I was wanting to go up north, and then that all happened, so that wasn't happening. After lockdown, I messaged the agent and said, can I come see it? And he said, oh, there's a contract on it, which was kind of a big boo-hoo, because I thought, that sucks, might not get it now. Time passed, I looked on Trade Me, the listing was still there. So another member of my family contacted the agent and said, what's the deal? Why is it still on Trade Me? And it was still for sale because the contract was looking a little shaky. So we kind of jumped in, and yeah, the first contract had fallen over. Then me and Mum rushed up north, had a look at it after seeing the video of it, and it looked kind of perfect, really, like a decent size, almost within budget, and then, beautiful stream on it, water source, and so forth. So then we decided to make an offer, as the agent had advised, and yeah, the people countered. So my offer was 175,000 plus GST. They countered with 180, but then I stuck to my original offer because I literally don't have any more. And then it was accepted that they took 175,000 plus GST, so it ended up being 201,000 and a few $100, which I actually had in the bank ready to go. So I'm able to pay for it in full, freehold, no mortgage, and that's awesome. That's how it happened. If you do have any other questions on the details, then you can give me a specific question, but that is the brief description of it. And no, I wasn't gifted any money from anywhere, so if it isn't clearly explained how it all happened, then I can't really say it in any other way that will explain it. But yeah, if you want to buy some land, if you want to buy a property, a house or whatever, then start saving and work hard, because this economic system is not made up for people that just want handouts and want free shit, or want this, that and the other thing for doing sweet FA. Work hard, save your money, don't waste it on silly shit, and start realizing your dreams, because that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to be doing with this bit of land. I'm really excited for it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.